Picture landing on a cold, hostile shore. The wind cuts, rain chills, and the wilderness is your first enemy. For Vikings, survival began with shelter, not battle. Hypothermia could kill faster than any foe. Shelter was their first line of defense, their fortress against the elements. Forget the myths, real survival demanded sharp minds, not just sharp axes. Vikings read the land, used its resources, and built safe havens to rest and plan. Without this skill, their stories would have ended in the cold. Whether raiding or settling, the need for shelter was urgent and constant. A dry place to rest meant the difference between life and death. Every hour exposed to the elements was a step closer to defeat. Generations of knowledge taught them to improvise with whatever the land offered. No modern tools, just wits, hands, and instinct. This mastery let them push into the harshest lands and thrive. They turned the wild from enemy to ally, building defenses from the very earth. For Vikings, survival was intelligence in action. When storms threatened, Vikings built lean-tos, fast, simple, and effective. They used fallen logs, rocks, or earth banks as a backbone, always working with what nature provided. Sturdy branches formed a sloped roof, angled just right to shed rain. A mesh of smaller branches added strength. No nails needed, just skill. Layers of moss, leaves, or pine boughs insulated the shelter, trapping warmth. The lean-to worked with fire, a blaze outside the open face, heat reflected by the back wall. Smoke escaped, but warmth stayed in, creating a pocket of comfort. This quick shelter turned hostile ground into a refuge. It was a simple, clever system, survival engineering at its best. For Vikings on the move, the lean-to was a lifesaver. For long stays, Vikings built turf lodges, homes made with the land itself. They dug shallow pits for floors, using earth's insulation to fight the cold. Timber frames, sometimes driftwood, formed the skeleton. Double walls packed with earth or peat kept out the wind. The roof was the secret, birch bark or hides for waterproofing, then thick layers of living turf. Grass grew atop, roots binding the roof into a solid, natural shield. Inside, families and livestock shared warmth. Central fire pits provided heat and light, with smoke venting through the roof. It was tough living, but these lodges made survival possible. Vikings blended their homes into the landscape, enduring the harshest winters. Their turf lodges were a triumph of adaptation. A Viking camp was a fortress, fast to build, strong to defend. Shelters formed a circle or semicircle, creating a protected center. Defensive perimeters went up quickly. Sharpened stakes, thorny fences, or ditches. Camps were placed on high ground or near cliffs for defense, always close to water and escape routes. Every detail was tactical, nothing left to chance. Sentries watched day and night, while the central area buzzed with activity. Cooking, repairs, and planning happened together, building unity and strength. By pooling resources and standing guard, Vikings turned camps into strongholds. A lone Viking was vulnerable, but together they were formidable. Swift construction and smart positioning made their camps bastions of Norse power. Survival was a team effort, always. Viking survival skills aren't just history, they're timeless lessons. They teach us to work with nature, not against it. Adaptation and resourcefulness were their greatest tools. Community mattered most. Together they built, guarded, and thrived. Teamwork is still the key to survival. Vikings acted before disaster struck, always prioritizing shelter and warmth. Their proactive mindset saved lives. Simplicity and ingenuity let them create safety from almost nothing. The real survival tool is your mind. Observe, adapt, and learn. Viking wisdom shows us how to face any challenge with courage and intelligence.